Daily market recap for Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. Let's go.
This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is my stock, Bitcoin, gold, and silver daily market recaps. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you.
This is Dan Max, EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is a daily market recap for Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. Let's get into it. First, let's start on the Discord room. If you have questions about this video or just want to follow up, check out the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Also, check out all the extra content in the side channels. Be aware that this YouTube channel has educational videos, other live trading alerts, all sorts of great stuff. But let's jump into Bitcoin because people say I'm too chatty at the beginning. However, I'm just trying to give information. Bitcoin, talked about this very much. The VAP zone here, volume at price. We said this volume at price node was going to be a problem. We hit it, made a lower high. And what did I say last week, the week before? Hey, if we fail, we could always come right back to where we started, around 35,000. Well, look where we're at now, 36. We're getting close. Don't be surprised if you backtest the trend line as well. I mean, I prefer double bottoms. I expect retest. I mean, look at Bitcoin bottom here. Took 4 times. Here it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Even this was a double bottom. It's pretty normal. So let's jump into the charts. If this is new to you and this is stuff that's difficult, don't be surprised at what's going on. Oops, sorry. All right, TLT. Talked about this one. Bond market put out some posts today, said we filled this gap here from what's today? Wednesday, Friday. Not surprised. Notice the volume is light. Keep in mind when you zoom out, we filled a gap from the beginning of the up move in March of last year. I would not be surprised if this is choppy, sloppy, and bottoming. It could take weeks, though. The Fed's waiting to speak. Ultimately, I don't think the Feds can really raise. People are predicting 7 to 9 interest rate hikes this year. I'll be surprised they even do 2. The bond market doesn't seem to believe it. Dollar, again, when there's fear, calamity, people jump into the dollar. It's not really great, nor, I don't know. It's not really doing much. I don't really care. Let's move on. Who cares? The VIX. It's interesting that the markets are making new lows on the same information that's been going on forever, but the VIX isn't making new highs. That's one of the market internals I'm looking for to confirm that the crash is not underway. This is just a shakeout. You know, K-Pod was talking about something he noticed today on level 2 quotes today, which I talk about, and I've talked about previously, but probably not in a video. But when you see a ton of 100-share lots going off, knocking price down, be aware that's an algorithm just knocking stops. So SPY, we're at the range lows. I mean, if you want to buy down here, I think it's good. It's a good area. The volume is a little above average, but it doesn't. I mean, look at this volume right here. You had you know, how many shares? Oh, my share box is not on the computer. There's usually a box that says the shares. Let's just look at it. Fuck, 25. Is that billion? I can't even read that. Holy crap. Yeah, 256 million. And today we did squinting 132. I mean, that's not higher volume. You would, if you really want to see a smash breakdown, you need to see a conviction. You need to knock stops. What this tells me, I could be wrong, is that short term, there's not a lot of sellers here. They're just mopping up inventory, and meaning mopping up inventory before they mark it up higher at some point later. How much higher? How far in the future? Great questions. Qs, again, taking out lows, not great volume, but at this point, do be aware. You have trend lines coming in place shortly in the 320s. You know, I did a video about the 20-month testing. Now, again, I mean, could you go below the 20-month? Could you go below the 20-month? Yeah, absolutely. But at this point, when you zoom out, it's very easy to be bearish on the Qs. It does look like a blow off top, but I do warn people, when you topped in 2001, it took, remember how I talked about the summer being, you know, choppy, sloppy? Well, you peaked in March, and then you came back to a lower high. At some point, there will probably be a lower high on the monthly. Is this first 2-month drop the end of the bull market? I don't think so. However, it doesn't mean we couldn't get back down to 200, 300. I mean, so 290s, 300, maybe even 315. I mean, that Tough to know. Qs are lagging. They're dog shit. I told people multiple times, just stay away from tech. It's gonna lag for as long as we. If this is the end of the bull market, I'm just gonna preface this in tech, and there's gonna be rotation. Be very aware. Money is not destroyed. It rotates. Doesn't like the market drops. Someone is winning when the market drops. You have to be aware that it's a zero-sum game. So if the market's dropping, money's going somewhere. Usually goes into other sectors. IWM, I've been trying to nibble down here. I've got a decent amount of shares. I know this is an old trend line. I apologize if the chart's a little sloppy. You can see it here on the monthly. We're below the 20-month. Keep in mind, this is the thing about the IWM that typically leads. It peaked first. Let's go look at this again, because look what happens with the Qs. The Qs peaked on November 22nd. Notice the IWM. It topped on November 8th. If the IWM is actually strong, be aware it's probably going to bottom first. First bottom and higher low. Red alert. If this makes a higher low and does not confirm new lows as the Qs are, this is bottoming right now, right in these areas. That's why I'm buying. This isn't just some stupid speculative gamble that I'm trying to pick the bottom. I'm anticipating a bottom here. And if I'm wrong, guess what? I will lose money like everybody else, and I can be wrong. But the risk is worth the reward. I mean, I could see this popping back to 209, maybe 215, maybe 220. So is it worth the risk reward? I think so. But ultimately you have to decide that. Don't listen to me for sure. Like I'm wrong. I'm going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong too. So learn to trade off of your own mistakes or learn from my mistakes. That's fine too, or other people's mistakes, but just don't make the same mistake more than a few times. Gold. I mean, I've talked about this, that the bulls are bears and the bears are bears, and it just keeps making higher highs. If you're not zooming out on the monthly chart and you notice the cup and handle break, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, that's bullish. Now, does that mean every day up, every week up? Probably not. But I'm not surprised that we went straight nuclear higher, and maybe we backtest 180. It's bullish. I don't know. And again, if peace breaks out, maybe it takes a break, but let's get into the soup du jour, the stock of the day. Talked about the silver market and said, get over the 200-day because we failed here and we failed here. What did we do today? We got over the 200-day with volume. This video is so full of nuggets that if you're not paying attention to this stuff, I just don't, again, help me explain it to you better, because this stuff is so powerful and obvious. If the 200-day previously was resistance, if we clear it now, that should be adios. Keep in mind, again, let's get into the monthly. Big bull move from COVID. Chop, chop, chop. Holding the 20 area. Here comes the downtrend in the 20-month. We might be ready to go on the love boat, sail away to higher prices. So let's jump in the miners, because again, on these crappy days, what is up? The miners. We're at the old trend line, or not trend line. We're at a pennant. Here you go, pennant. Like it narrows down. We're at the top of that. You can see it's a trend line. Hey, high and tight's good. Again, relative performance. If you're not paying attention to the relative performance that certain markets are showing, you're going to miss out on the next bull market in these areas. Same thing with the GDXJ, junior miners, backed off, held the 100-day, holding up. Let's get into AEM. AEM. What do we say? Up, big volume, backing off, not a problem. That's normal. AG, we've said if you bought this in the 9s or 10s, congratulations. Not every day is going to be up. Pulled back on lighter volume. We're holding up high and tight. No problem with that. PAAS. I mean, again, we run through these same names every day. There's not always something to say, but the indexes and the certain action, yeah, it hits the 50-day, it bounces right back. That's what you want to see. Let's get into some material names, because even though they're down, they look way, 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 way better than the Qs and the SPY. Because think about it. Look at letter X. U.S. Steel. As I have an alert going for this trend in the 200-day, just conviction and break. Notice how we don't have great volume, so it's not breaking out. But if you overlay the Qs since this from March 1st, one is up. You do the math. like 20 something percent, while the other one is flat. This is called relative performance. You're noticing this in all miners, in metals, materials, industrials. I'm pointing this stuff out because, again, money doesn't disappear or get destroyed, it rotates. Are you paying attention to where it's going, or are you still living in the past? All right, VALE. Hey, nice work, team. Talked about the 20-day was a buy, and now we're about going higher. Again, relative performance. Day when the markets are getting slaughtered, this is down. This is up 9 cents. Hope you're paying attention and you're awake to this action. CCJ, I mean, it's been a little disappointing, but I'm looking at the bigger chart picture. We're at the trend lows. We were buying this around 18 and 19. It hits up to the 100-day. And what happens? It backs up. So where are you at? 20-day? Can't do it. Just wait. I mean, again, I'd higher lows are fine. Fill this gap, great. I mean, keep in mind, this gap was on their earnings. Earnings were good. Earnings were really good. So I would just keep it real simple. I mean, I'm buying if it gets back down here. I mean, you should too. I mean, again, have a stop. I'm not trying to show you these trades to like tell you what to do in the sense of like do them just to do them. Know why. Please know why. So let's get into tech because again, man, people might be, if you're watching these videos daily, you're probably like, dude, you're saying the same thing over again. But guess what? I get the same freaking questions every day. What do you think of AMD? What do you think of? I'm like, no, leave it the fuck alone. Excuse my language, but big monster run, head and shoulders top, failure, making lower highs, lower high, lower high. Is a lower low coming? I don't know, but guess what? I would not be surprised if this gap fills at 105. Maybe it retests 100. Maybe then it's a buy, but you need to see the Qs not acting like dog shit. Finally, Apple catching the rot from the Qs. What did we say? Has to hold the 20-day in this box. Hits the 100-day, bounces, breaks it. Now, again, the volume isn't great, but the 100-day has been very important. Fail. No, didn't hold. I don't know what to tell you at this point. You want to keep holding on to tech? Be my guest. I will show you relative performance for years to come that will go. You'll go, gosh darn it. Why was this guy? This guy's been talking about it for 3 years, and I still own stocks that just aren't going anywhere. MicroStrategy said if Bitcoin breaks, not breaks, but retests the lows, don't be surprised if this comes back down. Well, guess what? It's under the 20-day. It's coming back down. Good old Roblox. Now, this one is interesting because a lot of people, I think, want to buy it. And guess what? That doji yesterday was interesting. We did not make a lower low today. Let's confirm it when we zoom in. Oh, man, my Fibonacci just got ruined. Yeah, we closed at the lows. Now, again, if the futures are getting smoked, is it possible that this goes lower? Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about Roblox that people don't understand. And again, like, this can happen. It might. I mean, I remember Facebook, Google, some of these stocks that like went lower than their IPO price and then bounced back. Where is the low? Only your stop knows. That's what I need you to think about. Be careful. Again, I like it, but my opinion is worth nothing to the market ultimately. Like I have probabilities that when I'm wrong, they're equally wrong to when I like something or dislike it. You know, it just is what it is. RIVN, we've said, man, this thing's been pain. Hit the 1.5 extension, bounced. Don't be surprised at double bottoms. You know, I talk about this, so it just really is what it is. Like I love to see V bottoms, and people love them, but guess how many times you actually see them? And, you know, here's a V top, but think about what happened. I mean, it literally went from 95 to $180 in like no time. So maybe it does that. Slow and steady typically can be bottom. Take bottom time. Good old Tesla. Watch the videos from the beginning of November and then go, holy fuck, he picked the top. And you can say, hey, look at that. Look at this guy. He picked the top. And it wasn't rocket science. I just know, like, after you get straight line moves, you get pullbacks. Well, you got a straight line move and a pullback. It just is what it is at this point. I'm not trying to pat my own back, but I've said lay the fuck off of Tesla. Man, I'm cussing a lot of time, but it's just aggressive. Like, I get texts like, oh, should I buy it? Should I buy it? I'm like, bro, check out the monthly. This thing went from like $20 up to $1.12.50 post split. 5-for-1 split. Oh God, it's breaking the channel lows. Please just leave it alone. This is not technically looking good. There's no one there to catch this action. Somebody just leave it alone. There's other stocks to trade. All right, let's try to wrap this up quick. PENN was up today. I'm pretty sure there was some news in the gaming sector. People are gambling. Of course they are. 20-day, 50-day look good. UTHR, you know, on a day at the trend line where it could have gotten busted and gotten nasty, it held up. Again, high and tight is good. Just pray it doesn't get nasty. EXPI, I've said this a billion times. Look at the monthly. I mean, buying in this price is okay. I know Glenn Sanford was selling some shares. That's not ideal, but he's got options. Got to take his money. XOP, we said lay off of this, but hey, high and tight's good. If you watch yesterday's action and you were a bull that shook you out, today's action is a little confusing. I guess now you can say wait for 113, or do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? I see it. Wait for the downtrend to break. See some volume. Let's end it on Exxon Mobil as we always do. We've talked about this a bazillion times that it went from 30 up to 83. It was due to pull back, and then when it's due to pull back, guess what? Keep it simple. I put this little circle there because that's where I'm going to look for it to bounce to or drop to. I hope this helps, man. There's a ton of nuggets in this stuff. If you're not sure what I'm saying, I might sound arrogant or cocky at times, but my goal is not, like, I'm not trying to be arrogant or cocky. I'm trying to be, what's the word? Get people to understand, like, have a plan and know that you know. Because if you don't know, then you're just you're pissing in the wind. You know, do less, study more, read more, study a ton, you know, study the action, ask questions. You know, if you can't wrap your head around what's going on, then you shouldn't be trading. It's like going into a blackjack table and not knowing the rules and just betting $100, $500 a hand, just going, I hope I win. The casino will pay me, right? Wrong. Peace.
Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right, and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.